Have you ever found yourself deeply attached to someone, yet quietly unsure about where it is actually going? You talk every day, you feel seen, you feel happy, but when you pause and ask, what exactly are we building? The answer is not clear. So let me ask you now, is love truly enough to sustain a future, or is clarity what actually protects it? Welcome to Before I Do Dialogue podcast, where we don't just talk about love, we talk about the conversations that decide your future. Today we are setting the foundation why emotional connection without intentional conversations often leads to confusion, misalignment, and eventually heartbreak. This is one of the most common traps in modern relationships. It starts innocently. We like each other. Let's just go with the flow. We figure things out as we go. But here is it. What you refuse to define early will eventually define you painfully. Many people avoid premarital conversations because they fear it might spoil the vibe or make things too serious too quickly. So instead, they postpone important discussions about values, expectation, and direction. In reality, what they are postponing is clarity, and over time, emotions grow, attachment deepens, and suddenly, you are too invested to ask the questions you should have asked from the beginning. That is how people end up months, even years into a relationship, only to realize they were never aligned. Feelings are powerful, but they are not always truthful. When you like someone, your mind naturally highlights their good quality and downplays the things that don't quite sit rightly. You might notice inconsistency in communication, avoidance of serious conversations, different values, or life priority. But instead of addressing them, you tell yourself it is not that deep. They will change. Love will fix it. This is where relationship clarity becomes essential, because without clarity, emotions can romanticize confusion. You begin to build a future in your head with someone who has never clearly agreed to that future with you. And by the time reality speaks louder than your feelings, you're already emotionally attached. So, to be honest, hard conversations are uncomfortable. Talking about expectations, boundaries, finances, values, or even intention can feel intense, especially in early stages. But avoiding this before marriage talks does not remove the discomfort, it only delays. And delayed discomfort often becomes deeper pain, because what happens? You invest time, you invest emotions, you invest hope, only to later discover you are not on the same page. You want different things, your values don't align. At that point, walking away does not just hurt, it feels like loss. This is why relationship readiness is not just about being emotionally available. It is about being mentally and intentionally prepared to have the conversations that matter. There is clear difference between intentional courting and simply going with the flow. Emotional drifting looks like talking every day without purpose, building intimacy without direction, avoiding defining the relationship. It feels good, but it lacks structure. On the other hand, intentional courting means you are clear about your intention. You ask meaningful questions early. You observe, not just feel. You are courting with purpose, not just comfort. Intentional courting does not kill romance, it protects your future, because you are not just asking, do I like this person? You are asking, are we truly compatible for where we are going? And in Islam, relationships are not meant to be built on confusion or emotional entanglement. Without that, there is wisdom in clarity of intention, guiding the heart, maintaining boundaries. When interactions lack purpose, emotions can easily lead us to space that compromise both our peace and our values. And Islam encourages us to be intentional, to engage with purpose, dignity, because love is not just about how you feel, it is about whether your connection is leading you closer to what is right, stable, and pleasing to Allah. Love can start a connection, but clarity is what sustains it. So before you go deeper, ask yourself, are we building something clear or just enjoying something temporary? Stay tuned. In the next episode, we go deeper into real life compatibility. Because love may feel magical, but reality will ask questions feelings cannot answer. Thank you.